Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE vlog in HD with me, the orange shirt wearing Mr. Parkin. And this guy sitting next to me, he doesn't need a microphone because his thing is awesome. It's NJ!
What's up?
What's up, NJ? What's up to you guys out there? Today we're going to be coming at you with our Raw review. Obviously, this is the 3-hour Power to the People Raw, and the power wasn't really with the people today, wasn't it, NJ?
Some parts of it would,
yes. Now, the power is with you now. You can subscribe whether you like this video, and also comment your thoughts on the show down below.
And be sure to contact us in the link in the description box below.
The power is with you people out there, just like WWE had today. Right, so should we get started then, NJ?
Let's go for it.
Right, can I just take about 10 to 20 seconds at the start of the video just to say why I immediately didn't like this Raw? Can I just say, I'm not a big fan of these Power to the People Raws because I don't think the power is actually with the people, and this is going to really affect my review today. So I'm sorry if I come across as negative, but these kind of things I don't really like too much for particular reasons. I'll explain further in the video as the video goes along. But let's start with a positive opening segment we got.
Yeah, the opening segment was basically Punk, who
said he wanted to be #1 contender.
Yeah, and that was quite interesting because obviously he made his point that he beat Rey Mysterio at Capital Punishment and he defeated John Cena, who is the champ, a week before.
Yeah, just the one thing I have here is, you know, really, don't you really have to earn your #1 contendership?
You kind of earned it by defeating John Cena a few weeks back.
I know, but I don't really feel I know he deserves it, but I don't really feel he's done really that much to earn it, which I think is why I kind of like the #1 contenders match they made later tonight.
And that was another good match, which we'll get to.
Yep.
And then basically he sits in the ring waiting for the general manager to announce with the #1 contender.
While doing Snow Angels.
But sadly, he doesn't get it because obviously he says, get out the ring and all this. To make that short, a #1 contender match gets made with CM Punk, Del Rio, and Rey Mysterio.
Why can't they have just made this Del Rio versus Punk? I know that they're two heels, but I think it probably would have been for a better match. I don't know about that's just me.
It would have been different if it's having Punk, but then again, all three of these all have some kind of connection.
Yeah.
We have Punk, who's have a rivalry with Rey. Rey's got a rivalry with Del Rio and Punk. It all links somehow, so I get why this match.
So this is seemingly build for their next pay-per-view, for the #1 contendership, which is good to see on the first show immediately after such a bad pay-per-view. You know, it's good to see there's some build going for the next pay-per-view. So all in all, it was an okay segment. I didn't mind it too much. No. It set up the main event.
It did.
Punk's and mic time. It's good. Next we then get our first Power to the People match between Brie Bella, and we had plenty of choices of Divas, and we really wanted Beth Phoenix, didn't we?
Beth Phoenix out of the whole lot, like we had Eve and Kelly. I'd vote for Beth Phoenix all the way, just because she should never have left the Diva Championship area. She should not have started disappearing out of it. She should have won this.
Yeah, and of course the fans pick Kelly. Again, this is why I just don't like it, because I know that the whole thing is rigged for Kelly to.
The reason they had Kelly with, if you look at it, she's had more camera time, more match time than Beth Phoenix. So the fans are automatically, when they see those three, they're skipping off Eve because Eve suddenly dropped out. They're skipping off Beth because she hasn't done anything, and Kelly stands up the most because she's done the most. So I think it's stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid. And Kelly wins. It's nice to see her win her first Divas title. You know, but I don't. A Brie Bella and Kelly match, I've stopped caring about that a couple of weeks ago when I'd seen it 4 or 5 times. It's a meaningless match now.
But now it's happened. Now hopefully we're going to have Kelly versus various other Divas now.
It probably won't be, but we'll have to see in the future. We then got our next Power to the People match. We had Evan Bourne. Now, can I just congratulate WWE here in how they're now trying to feature Evan Bourne on a weekly basis, whereas before we hadn't seen him in months on Raw. So at least they're featuring him on a decent regular basis now. We had Swagger, Mason Ryan, and Sin Cara. I honestly thought Sin Cara would run away with this, but who did we get?
We get Mason Ryan. And the thing I said straight away about this is that we haven't actually seen Mason Ryan do much in the WWE. Yeah. He's been working alongside CM Punk. So if we don't actually have a match, I thought this is hopefully going to be a match of many to come.
Yeah, I did think Sin Cara and Bourne could have been a good match just because of the similar styles, but I did like Mason Ryan getting in there because we really do need to see him in singles action. and he pretty much kicked Evan Bourne's ass, didn't he? It was pretty much a squash match, really, which is kind of what a guy like Mason Ryan should be doing to a guy like Evan Bourne, really, isn't it?
It makes sense. Big guy defeating a little guy, yeah. So it was a good match.
Effective match. It made Mason Ryan look strong.
It did, and I thought it was an okay match.
All I'll say is, though, you just had Evan Bourne pin Jack Swagger clean at your pay-per-view, and now Mason Ryan's beating Evan Bourne.
If I say Mace, Jack Swagger.
Same here, but there you go, I'm just making a point. We then had our announcement of Raw Roulette next week. I'm guessing this is going to be a 2-hour Raw, judging by the times.
The good thing about it is we've seen the Heartbreak Kid again, because he's going to be the host of it, which should be good.
I don't really understand this concept too much, but I'm sure we'll be given more information as time goes on.
I've seen it. They've used this many times before, and it's a pretty good event, I think.
Okay, well, I'll take your word on that, and I'll look forward to it next week then.
I enjoyed the last one.
All right, then. The next match we get is Kane versus Mark Henry. Didn't Stone Cold Steve Austin said, we pick the matches, we pick the people. And we get to pick the stipulation in this match. Boy, the stipulations for this one sucked.
The thing is, we had one match which was going to stand out the most, which was body slamming match. That would have had wrestling before, because you've got to weaken the person enough to get them into a body slam, and then to slam them. But instead we have an arm wrestle match, which, to be honest, it's not the most... Yeah, it's to do with some kind of fighting, but the match itself weren't any... It didn't even go because Mark Henry thought, oh, I'm going to punch Kane.
I'll just say one thing here, NJ. Surely a body slam match would suit these two guys, being bigger guys. Surely that would be the more logical option. And again, it comes back to this whole viewer's choice thing. This would have been the better match for these two to be in. It just suits both their styles. The arm wrestling match did nothing. When I saw that, I was thinking, oh dear.
And the sad thing is, Big Show's not one of my favourite wrestlers, but the same thing what happened to Big Show happened to Kane. He just basically got put through the announce table.
Yep. Mark Henry's looking strong, especially after that injury he suffered on SmackDown. Just when he was out on a stretcher, now he's all of a sudden slamming Big Show and Kane through announcers' tables.
And so that's two the big guys put down. Yeah. But again, we had Del Rio versus Big Show. No more signs of that happened. He seems to have forgotten all about it, and it seems like it's going to be next thing is going to be Mark Henry versus Big Show.
This is the WWE's way of moving on their rivalries, I guess.
Quite quickly.
Next, we get an R-Truth segment. He comes out talking about conspiracies, and then Christian and Miz both come out and start talking about their conspiracies, and Miz starts saying that they're both whining and really.
And the thing is, when I saw those three in the ring, I thought, okay, I know what's coming. Because you have three heels there. What could come next?
Well, to be honest, if we was on SmackDown, I'd immediately be saying 6-man tag. But then Teddy Long comes out. Teddy Long, player. Well, you're not dancing with me this week, right?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Teddy Long comes out and makes it a 6-man tag. It was pretty obvious. Cena, Randy Orton, Alex Riley versus Miz, R-Truth, and Christian for the main event, apparently.
And I'll say, to be honest, this match they've made, it makes sense because you have all three competitors who's been against each other in a match. And yeah, they've got that all set up, so I'm happy with that.
I just don't see why the number one contendership wasn't the main event. You've got the one match there that is really going to build for your pay-per-view, and why is that not the main event, and why is this the main event? I guess it's because it's got Cena and Orton in it. They had to make it the main event, didn't they?
That's true, yeah.
I don't know. This one really baffled me. This segment, the match. I like the making of the match, but the segment just baffled me to bits because all three of them were just going at each other, and it's just like it's three heels. Come on.
The other thing is, we've got a main event. We've got our match now.
That's one good thing that came out of it.
That's it.
Next, we had a US title match between Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler, and I thought straight away that the fans were going to choose a Get Vicky from Ringside match. I think WWE had planned for this. I don't think they planned for a 2 out of 3 falls match, and you could tell by the amount of instructions the referee was giving Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler during the match.
But lucky, this match I was hoping because it's much more interesting match. It gives a little bit of the title a bit more of a meaning because it's in a good match. And
it means this match probably got more time. One thing I will say though, WWE, if you're going to do this, don't put the first fall during commercial because that really fucking pisses fans like us off. They had the first fall in commercial.
But at the same time, as bad as that is for fans...
At least they played it.
The thing is, the replay, yes, but this match, I just really don't care about this.
No.
Both competitors, I think, met now, and the title... it's just nothing anymore.
Kofi gets a second fall, and then Ziggler gets himself DQ'd. It's such a disappointing ending when a guy gets deliberately DQ'd, isn't it, really? It's such a disappointing ending to a match, which you kind of had a little bit of hope for, at least. So Ziggler keeps the title.
And I was hoping for a Raw General Manager interference. I know he only interferes with the big matches, but he should come in this one because obviously it ended in a bad way.
Yep.
But whatever.
And the next match we got was, I think probably it has to be the match of the night for me, because at least it was a good match. We had Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio versus Miz in a number 1 contendership for the title, I'm guessing Money in the Bank against John Cena. Like I said, I don't know why this wasn't the main event. It's fucking stupid. But it turned out it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, which is probably the best match we could have got, even though the first 2 were pretty much exactly the same. No disqualification and Falls Count Anywhere.
Yeah, that is true. But again, the match itself, it was a good match.
Yeah.
It definitely had
I liked it.
a lot of good wrestling from each 3 competitors.
Yep, and the best thing about this match is CM Punk got a fucking win. So he's the number 1 contender for the WWE title, and I'm thinking at this point, brilliant.
Great person to win.
Until he made his announcement.
Even looking at his announcement, I'm thinking that again, it might have made it obvious, but at the same time, the WWE have surprised us in the past, so we can only have small hope that something's going to come from this.
Well, basically, CM Punk says that his contract runs out on the 17th of July, which is the night of Money in the Bank, and he says he's going to try and win the title. To me, I know you acknowledge this point, but to me, it's just really, if you're going to make a number 1 contender, WWE, don't say that the guy who's got the number 1 contendership is going to leave after the pay-per-view, because that kind of gives away the fact that Cena's going to win. And to be honest, I would have expected Cena to win anyway, so there you go. I know, I really like this match. It's just I didn't like the announcement at the end. I don't want to see Punk leave. If he does leave, good luck in his future endeavours. But I didn't like the fact they made the announcement right after he became number 1 contender. It just kind of ruined it for me a little bit.
Well, all I'm going to say is that it gave us the match we've been waiting for. We've got now the match at Money in the Bank of John Cena versus CM Punk, where CM Punk should have been a while back. And
who can blame him for really wanting to leave? Have you seen his pay-per-view loss record? He's lost the last 13. I think this pay-per-view win he got was his first win in 13 pay-per-views or something. And he's been severely underused in WWE, and it kind of pisses me off when a guy like CM Punk gets underused, because you can tell he's probably one of the best wrestlers they've got in that company.
And I'm sad I know it's even like CM Punk's got the offer to renew his contract, but he's just
I don't blame
him to bother now.
I really don't blame him at all. But I might just be a CM Punk mark on that one. I don't know. Put your opinions down below what you think of CM Punk, of course. Oh god, the next match we got: Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes. I saw Jack Swagger and Evan Bourne at the pay-per-view, right? Why didn't I see this match? Surely this would have been a better match to put at the pay-per-view. Instead, we get it on Raw. Daniel Bryan got no entrance. This was a dud match. There was a no count-out match. It was a dud match. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a lot happened. It's
a pay-per-view match, but they put it on Raw and they made it suck.
They did, but I can't really say much about this match because this is one of the matches I just weren't into.
Bryan wins it really quickly. This match could have gone on for a little bit of time. They give it nowhere near enough time. Bryan wins.
I'm not really sure what I think we're making Bryan win because Cody is still the one that they need to be working on. Daniel Bryan's just there to help him look good.
Exactly.
Because we all know Daniel Bryan's good in the ring.
Yep, and then Rhodes and DiBiase give him the business at the end of the match. Was it me, or was you expected to see Sin Cara come out?
To be honest, I think it's kind of good that he did not come out because it gave Cody Rhodes and Ted, who's working alongside Cody, the chance to be dominant and look good.
Definitely,
I'm kind of glad that he didn't come out.
I'm glad too, but it would have been nice to see. It would have been nice to see Sin Cara at some point, I guess, seeing as he's sort of WWE's next biggest attraction kind of thing, according to WWE. But we'll go on to the next. Oh, for fuck's sake! Vicky Guerrero versus Michael Cole in a dance competition. Guess what we think of this? NJ's dancing, but he's dancing just to cover up his frustration about this. Why did WWE have this? Why can't they have a match? Perfect place to have a Drew McIntyre match, right? Or a Wade Barrett match.
Could have been, yeah.
Oh, we got this stupid dance competition. I don't care who won this. Matt Striker said, judging on the amount of boos, but they didn't boo Michael Cole, they cheered him. So therefore Vicky Guerrero should have won. It was a fucking stupid segment, just as bad as that Obama segment. What the fuck happened here, WWE? If this is the way you're going to fill time, I'm sorry, but you're really fucking pissing us off now. This was bad. This was just fucking bad.
the viewers voted for Cole to win, which we've seen Cole dance in numerous times before, and Vicky didn't really dance, so I'll say meh to this and move on.
Fuck it. Let's go to the main event. Now, the main event was John Cena versus Randy Orton, Breakfast Club members, versus Riley, brunch member, versus Miz, Christian, and R-Truth. It turned out to be an elimination match, which is probably the best match we could have got out of the three, because you know it's going to last some time and there's going to be a couple of pinfalls, and it's always good for drama and stuff when you get an elimination match. And
to cut a long thing short, we had it come down to Christian eliminating Orton.
Yep. Did the heels or the faces win? You guess out there. I'm sorry, but this is just an obvious result, isn't
it? And then after Christian speared Orton to get rid of him, he turns around, there's Cena waiting for him, and he just gets pushed into an RKO and the match finishes. Yeah,
it's so obvious that the face teams always win these tag matches. Why can't we for once see the heel teams win? This main event, again, it was okay, but it's just the result is just so predictable, and Orton and Cena are standing tall in the ring.
The horrible thing I found, when the match was announced, you had the two guys that never seemed to lose together, so you just thought, this is not going to be much of a fair match.
Yep, should we go on overall thoughts, NJ?
We've gone to overall.
Yep, do you want to start with this?
Right, overall, take out the stipulation, just have, let's say it was not... viewer's choice. Let's just say they just had.
But it was viewer's choice.
Let's just say that we had the matches that were the viewer's choice. The like 2 out of 3 falls and all those. They were good matches. It's just that as it was up to the viewers or meant to be, we were given some horrible results. Like the dancing should not have been in it.
No.
The whole. There's all the choices. The choice we got in the matches, like paper bag match, they're just stupid. I'm just saying with them, for that reason, I'm gonna give it. It's hard to say because some of it I was watching thinking, oh, this could be a good match.
Do you want to think about a grade while I talk?
No, I'll wrap it. After watching it, I say the matches were okay, but the grade I'm gonna give it would be a B-.
I'm giving it a D. I'm sorry, this show sucked. I'm giving it a D because when you have a pay-per-view that's as shit as Capital Punishment was, you want to follow it up with a decent show. You have a perfect time here. You have a 3-hour show, people's choice, to put on a good show, and I'm sorry they did not put on a good show. A lot of it was bullshit. I hate this whole people's choice thing. I didn't like the matches. The only decent match we had tonight was the pay-per-view build match we got, which was the triple threat match. And I'm sorry, NJ, I can't say this was in any way a good show. I've hated these people's choice Raws for a while. I don't think they are people's choice. I think it's WWE's just way of covering up, covering up this that it is people's choice and it isn't. So I'm sorry. This was a D show. I'm sorry. I hated it. I really did.
Now, as I was gonna say, we had Mason Bryan, which I'm thinking we've had matches that again I was hoping for this to create new rivalries, but instead what they've done is they've worked on the ones they already had and just made them into stipulation matches, which I thought was unfair because they had a perfect chance to make new rivalries and they kind of blew that, so I'm going to give that a bit of a downgrade. So if I was to change my grade, it'll be a C-. -6. The reason I gave it a B is because there's parts in it I thought this could go somewhere, but then the result changed it, so I'm going to say C-.
Okay, so you're C-, I'm a D.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with D. Maybe even a D. I don't know. Anyway, should we just end it there? Because I think we've given enough of our very opinionated opinions.
So you let us know what you guys thought of the 3-hour event, or the viewer's choice they call it.
People's choice.
And please leave your comments in the section below.
Yep.
And we'll vlog again soon.
Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.